Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night again. I got Alan here with me, back fresh from Florida. I was telling him how nice it is to jaunt to Clearwater for the weekend and then come back and take these, weekend excursion kind of things. Um, Before we begin, because Alan and I have been talking back and forth in regards to Dick's. Um, I just want to show you guys one thing, and this is so my son, who's into guitars now, and actually he's into drums. Um, so we walked into the store, and this was like the first thing that we saw, this wall of guitars, which is crazy. I mean, it's like a kid in a candy store for musicians. You can walk in there, you can play different instruments. Um, and it was like a seriously hard time getting my son out of this store, and actually he wants to go back again. So that's my latest thing. Um, I did
Yeah,
well today. I did well today on the spy. I know you guys saw my post yesterday when I was having a mental breakdown in the morning because yesterday I I was down like 20% of my portfolio before recovering most of that. Um, I was anxious. I was chasing trades. It seemed like everything was going against me. And this morning, I kind of played a little bit more relaxed approach to trading the spy. I waited for things to happen. I waited for reversals to come back under the 5-minute low. Um, and actually, I think I made about 30% of my portfolio today. So it was a fun day. Um, basically just as soon as the 5-minute app triggered, saw which stocks were in play and kind of went from there. One stock that really didn't do that much today, although overnight it did, was Dix. And I mentioned in a post this morning that so Dix is into sporting goods. One of a sister play is Hibbett Sports, which had a 6% drop today. And if we look at today's chart, they were somewhat flat as well. Actually, no. Let me go to the 5-minute. 40 down to 39. They were somewhat flat as well. But yeah, and I think Macy's reported as well. Down 14%. I'm going to read some things in regards to Dick's and then get Alan's take on it and what his thoughts are going forward. Because, there's not a lot of good news in this report. For example, today, wiping out the stocks 22% year-to-date gains. They missed on earnings per share. They came close, but missed on revenue as well. Guidance. Let me see where that is. Lowered its profit forecast for the year because it expects shrink, a retail industry that refers to inventory loss by theft or internal issues to get worse before it gets better. So yeah, I've been kind of bearish. Well, I'm not going to say kind of. I've been bearish looking at the fall in regards to consumers. I don't know what Macy's report was, but it looked like they were down 14% today as well. So I'm continuing on my bearish stance in regards to the consumer. And I think, if we look at the daily chart of the SPY, let me see if I can get this chart plus. Okay, so here's the last, I don't know, there's this 10, 12 days of the SPY dropping. We were extended from the 20, which is sitting up at 447. So we were bound to bounce, and we did bounce on Friday. Put in a low, and then basically was bullish the end of Friday, the entire day of Friday. Bullish yesterday, but now we're kind of giving that back. We came close to the 10 SMA. But yeah, not just because these 2 days are green, I'm not bearish yet. I'm not flipping my stance in regards to the SPY or the overall market. I'm going to still be a bear. I'm going to toss it over to Alan to kind of get his thoughts. I'm going to stop sharing.
So you're saying you are a bear, or are you a bull?
I'm a bear. I'm expecting the SPY to drop, and I'm not great at giving levels. I mean, I can see 430 right here. Oh, you guys, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me go back. Share. I'm not great at giving levels. But this is the daily chart of the SPY. I can see this is about 430 right here.
How about a 3 month on the SPY?
Yeah, that's what this is right here. Let me see.
3 month?
Yeah. 3 month daily chart.
Yes. So I think that was it right there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are due to come back up.
Well, yeah, like I mentioned, 447 is the 20 SMA. But if we were extended, I mean, which we were extended. But if the bulls had enough strength, I think they would have pushed this as another green day, and we didn't see that. We opened up and basically sold off. And actually the high of the day was at the
actually so we actually did start up though.
True, we gapped up in the morning before the market opened.
But they couldn't hold it. See, I was like dead on at MMM. I said a small position, but see that's a clue right there where the market's going. The market is in a downturn.
Right.
M&M, I mean, I don't remember it ever being below 100. I didn't think it'd get under 100. Got under 100. Started out at basically 99, went up to 99.72. Then it reversed and then finished down at 98, like 50. So
Yeah.
What's going on is that there's no momentum. There's nobody really seriously buying. So
right.
I have to agree with Brian that to be a bear. Now the question is, what will be the catalyst to turn this around? I don't know.
Right, exactly. And yeah, like you said, the last time Triple M was below 100 was beginning of July or July 11th when it had a very bullish day. So
yeah, I mean it's gonna go up, but I don't know when that is.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, because I think most of you guys are Republicans. Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. It's either tomorrow or Thursday in Milwaukee, which is my hometown. For those of you that aren't familiar, so Milwaukee sits on Lake Michigan. I live about 30 minutes northwest of Milwaukee. I grew up in Milwaukee, but the Republican debates are happening in Milwaukee. Unfortunately, Trump's not. Right, exactly. Yeah. So anybody interested in coming, let me know, because I'd be interested in going down with you. So yeah, I think it's tomorrow.
You'd be interested in going with them?
With going with somebody, I wouldn't go by myself. But
Well, I'm not driving up there, Brian. Um, what is your take on the election? I mean, what do you see happening?
Oh, Jesus. I, I, huh. I think the Democrats need to find somebody else. I,
That's a good point. But the
uh,
market does not. The market is 6 months out. The market gives you no indication where the presidency will go or the economy will go. Because right now it's doing that up and down and up and down and up and down. It doesn't seem to want to pick a direction yet.
yeah.
So going back to Dick's, um, I only brought that up because you told me about the Republican uh, debate. I didn't even know it was down in Milwaukee. That's pretty amazing.
Right, exactly.
So I thought Milwaukee was a Democratic city.
Yes, Milwaukee is very Democratic. Wisconsin itself is purple. There's quite a few suburbs. Waukesha is a big one that's Republican. Some of the most of Wisconsin is Republican, but we have this core Democratic population in the city of Milwaukee that kind of tends to sway us. So and it's funny because I have a friend of mine who I went to high school with him, and he's so, put it this way, if if Hillary Clinton walked into a room and saw him, she would know him by name. She would say, "Oh, hey, Jim, how's it going?" I mean, that's how much of a liberal or a Democratic force I don't want to say force, a Democratic person he is in the city. Um, but like I said, I think if Biden runs, it's going to be a lot tighter. But I do think there's still a lot of anybody's better than Trump. But the way that this economy is shaping up, and I think economy kind of rules the election. There are outliers as far as other things. Abortion's a big one, but I think, and this goes back to my whole consumers being not in trouble, but stressed. Consumers are stressed. They're going to look for alternatives, and I think that may play a bigger role in the election than years past. So, just because, yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm bearish. I'm not positive on our 6 month, I guess, or going into the end of the year kind of look. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So talking about Dick's. Now, what you had is that this is the first time I remember that the outright theft and criminal behavior has swayed a stock. Now, this stuff has been going on for a long time. We all know it. We've seen the commercials, we've seen the tapes, we've seen the videos of people walking into Best Buy, in other stores, and walking out with, their arms full of TVs and all this stuff. So we know this is going on. This is the first time we've seen it affect the stock and actually go down. So that's disheartening to me, but it's also telling you that that would favor a Republican getting into the office. I'm just giving you my take on what happened with Dick's. Their earnings weren't that bad. It didn't need to drop 25%. I mean, that's egregious.
Yeah.
It was totally unexpected. Our options app did not pick up any behavior. It was actually, there was no favoritism between the puts and the calls. So this was all done in a coup after hours, and this is just what happened. So
Right, yeah. They specifically
um,
mentioned an uptick in retail theft.
yeah.
So,
So what's going on right now? For those that are in the trading group, I have not really posted anything this week because I've put in a couple small positions on the MMM. It should have took the bounce, didn't bounce, and just little small positions just to test the waters. Um, right now, there's just nothing that is jumping out as a good purchase. You should be short, but even with it being short, the market hasn't dropped that much. So if you went short, you probably wouldn't even be. You'd probably be up 10 or 15%. That's nothing. Not in options. You want to be up 100 to 200%.
right.
So I'm hoping tomorrow to give some clarity on market path. Definitely into Friday. I would tend to agree with Brian that we are looking in a downward spiral, but sometimes that's when the market reverses. It goes the other way. It has a way of like fooling you.
Yeah, saying enough is enough for a little bit.
Well, the question is well, the thing is this is normal. What we're seeing right now is normal, 100% normal. So the kids go back to school. The kids get back into college. The kids go back into high school. So what we're seeing is a normal behavior that of this. Now, normally what happens is your retail stocks go up. They ain't going up; they're going down. So even Amazon's not doing that good. So that from what I've been following. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
believe
it's a
me,
wait and see right now, Brian.
yeah. And I was gonna say, believe me, I'm counting down the days for, I think it's a week now for kids going back to school.
well, my friend, you got kickball and you got to go to the music. You told little Matthew you're taking to the music store.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So, all right, Brian, good talking to you.
Okey doke, sounds good.
All
Hopefully
right,
you guys
have
are doing
a
well.
good night. Yeah.
Yeah, talk to you later. Have a good rest of the trading week and have patience with the email list. Hopefully Alan's gonna email tomorrow.
Everybody is on it other than the ones Brian gave me. So they're the last ones to get in on board. So
Yeah, so working on it.
sounds like a plan. All right.
Okey-doke. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.
All right. We'll see you.